Hey, Jeremy Jones here. Wanted to give you a quick video as to what to expect for the Creative Marketing Podcast. I appreciate you wanting to be a guest on the show. It's going to be great. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, kind of where we're at, we're getting ready to put on the 10th episode, and just as of the last episode, we have a little over 250 unique downloads from iTunes and about 350 downloads total, which basically means 100 of those are people downloading previous episodes. So we've got really great stats, even for being less than 10 shows. And I've also put it onto Stitcher, so they're starting to get more and more activity there as things progress. So really happy with the progression of it. So I wanted to ramp it up a little bit, and that's why I'm asking you to come on as a guest. So a little bit of what to expect, a few things to prepare for, so that everything runs smoothly. Basically, I'm going to have you schedule a time below of the phone call that we'll have. It'll be between 10 and 15 minutes. The show is Creative Marketing Podcast, but it's not all on just marketing. It's different ways that people can use to grow the business, get new clients, productivity tips, business tips, client acquisition, social media, array of different tips, really to get people tips that they can practical tips they can use for their business. So with that in mind, a couple of things to prepare for. I'd like to do it basically on one or two individual topics, since there's a short amount of time. It'll be a phone call where I will call you. We'll be on the phone for about 10 or 15 minutes. It'll just be a discussion back and forth. We may have some predetermined questions ahead of time. We'll have one topic that we primarily talk about. And as being a guest, I don't know if you know this, but the podcast now is, the sponsor is Audible for the podcast. Now, it's not that I'm an affiliate of them. I applied to be a sponsor to have Audible be a sponsor. They went through and they listened to my podcast and they actually approved it. And so I have a sponsor, which is Audible. So in order to continue that relationship, I definitely want to be able to have both the guests that come on the podcast and the listeners to be able to take advantage of the offer. If you go directly to audible.com, you won't see any kind of special offers or anything like this. Basically, what I have is if you go to audibletrial.com/oneaudio, spelled ONEAUDIO, and I'll link it up below as well. You can, as a Creative Marketing podcast listener, get one free month at Audible and one free audiobook download. So what I'd like you to do is, if you listen to audiobooks, or if you have a favorite speaker or something that ties in, or author that ties in with the topic we're going to be talking about, if you could reference that audiobook, which would be preferred, go into Audible, make sure they have an audiobook there, and then let me know what that Audible book title is so that I can just verify it. And what we're going to do on the show is talk about this one topic, recommend an audiobook, and then they can go and get that audiobook totally free. Some of them are $7, some of them are $9 or $10, some of them are even $17 or $19, and they can get any audiobook they want totally free just for being a Creative Marketing Podcast listener. So it's pretty cool. So you can go ahead and do that in advance. In fact, I would prefer that is to book a time, take advantage of that offer, get a free Audible audiobook. If you're already a member, just find an audiobook in there that you've listened to and you like. That's totally fine. And send me that title and the author, and just give me a heads up on that. We will reference that in the call and let them know that they can go to this podcast episode on my blog, get that audiobook totally free. So I wanted to be able to provide sort of an interactive resource that people can get, and to be able to reference other Audible authors as well. So it's pretty cool. So we got this in place now. And other than that, I'd like to see if you can take 2 or 3 action steps that people can take away. So they listen to our conversation. What's 2 or 3 things based upon the topic? And if you go through and look at the other episodes, you can get an idea of what possibly your expertise and what we can discuss. And we'll talk about that before it happens. But a topic that you would recommend, an audiobook that's on Audible that you would recommend as a resource, and then 2 or 3 action steps that people can take away from the call. All right, I really appreciate you being on as a guest as we confirm this and get up to the call, and I will talk to you then. Bye for now.